Welcome to Bash Bros Movies, and we've been doing this. We've been actually preparing for the Defenders, not whole summer, but we've done our dose of preparation for these series. What with our Marvel Netflix series reviews for Daredevil season 1 and 2, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, and Iron Fist. If you missed those, you can. We'll put links at the end of this video for those. Speaking of those shows, you don't necessarily have to watch them all in order to watch The Defenders, in my opinion. I think the story.
No, it does help with the story, though. Just
helps
to know what is going on in general.
And with the character build-up, right? Because the character development is in those stories. The origin stories are there. Their daily life struggles are there. The relationships are there. What with Karen Page and Foggy Nelson and Matt Murdock and Jessica Jones, with Malcolm and Luke Cage and Claire Temple. Especially Claire Temple, who's the character who's consistent through all the shows. Unlike the other characters who sometimes appear in other shows but not in all of them. Seeing, I don't know, Luke Cage and Iron Fist meet for the first time was also cool, especially considering they're such good buddies, best buddies actually in the comics and even in some of the animated shows. Actually pretty much all of the animated shows I watch, wherever they appear together, they're good buddies. Best buddies actually. But yeah, The Defender starts off, I don't know when was the starts off about 6 months or something like that after the show Iron Fist ends, because the shows follow real life, so to speak, time wise. So everything you've seen happen in previous shows, this happens after all of them.
And they do a really nice job setting up the story, basically where the single, if you would, show ends, the Defenders pick up. So we pick up with the characters, like you said, 6 months or so after their last
after
show.
the last time we've seen them. Well, some of them, Iron Fist especially, Jessica Jones and Luke Cage not so much, considering we've seen them a long time ago.
Yeah, but at the same time Luke Cage goes to prison. Here he gets out of prison.
And Jessica Jones kind of opens alias investigations again, but
kind of
doesn't.
Goes back to the bottle.
And
as far as
Matt Murdock and
he's
Foggy
working
Nelson.
pro bono stuff while Foggy joined the Hogarth's company, and he represents among others Luke Cage. So you see him coming, slowly putting the pieces together. They're all following their own life paths, as you would. You know, Daredevil, Matt Murdock's trying to live as Matt, not as Daredevil. It's hard. You see him struggling, being just Matt, but he's loving it. He does miss his Daredevil days, but you know, he's focused.
And we get that story. Yeah, that story gets told through this show.
And then you see the
all
stuff,
80 episodes of them.
You see the characters. They kind of try to stay on the straight and narrow. But something happens and they started to investigate. Slowly they're brought together because they figure out, you find out that all the threads that they're actually following.
Unlike we speculated that maybe Claire Temple was going to be the one to introduce them all to each other, but it didn't turn out that way. It didn't turn out that way. So I'm kind of glad it did.
Slowly and unexpectedly.
Yeah.
It's fun.
The show's fun, you know, yeah, definitely.
As far as being 8 episodes long, unlike the rest of them, there were 13. This is binging show. Like, don't do this one at a time for a week. You binge this.
Yeah.
It's 8 hours, 8 episodes, hour long, 8 hours. You binge this. It's made for binging.
Definitely.
It really is. And it's not short. Had it been 13 episodes long, because everybody, when they announced it was 8 episodes, everybody was like, man, all the others are 13. Had this one been 13, they probably would fill it up with the story, but it would have been too long.
Yeah, definitely.
With 8, it's perfect. Stories I mean, you know what you're getting story-wise.
Because they focus on just one story, and that story draws from Daredevil series and even some of the Iron Fist series, because they're both tied to the Hand, this secret ninja organization that's kind of not controlling the world behind the scenes. And they're both deep into it because they both got ties to the Hand. And Claire Temple also, she knows what the Hand is, but also from
she's dealt with them from her Daredevil days, and so also
she
from
knows,
her Iron Fist days.
Yeah, so she knows like the Hand is dangerous. So it's like Colleen Wing is also in this show. We forgot to mention her.
Yeah.
Also great seeing her and Iron Fist, Danny Rand, just doing
and say
stuff.
what you will, but his kung fu is getting better.
Definitely. I think because I don't know why. I think it was the directors who were, and not enough preparation for the Iron Fist show.
He did not have enough time to actually get to it.
We know.
Actually, I don't know what his daily routine is like, but
yeah,
kung fu definitely getting better. Especially when it's all together, you can get lost.
We still got a hallway scene, although not as epic as it was in Daredevil season 1 and 2. It was still pretty good fight.
Yeah, they still do hallways.
And we're talking about the Hand, let's not forget to mention the villain in, what's her name, Sigourney Weaver. And yep, she does a heck of a job just being a notorious villain and just controlling whatever she's controlling and doing the stuff that she's doing, and seeing her conflict with Matt Murdock and Iron Fist. She just goes again to prove and show why she is the great actress that she is. Sigourney Weaver,
so,
yeah.
You know what you're getting.
Then there was no mention of the Punisher in this series, not once, but the teaser trailer for his show dropped.
At the end, I watched it.
I didn't see it.
It doesn't reveal much. He's basically sledgehammering a skull in the concrete. And you get little flashbacks from his war days, so you don't really get a lot. Basically, you got a lot more Punisher in Daredevil Season 2 than you ever did in this trailer.
No, definitely, but...
it's basically just some repetitive stuff from his past.
I'm trying to tie in Elektra to this, because Elektra played a big part of Daredevil Season 2.
She did.
And it was tied to the Punisher, but just because Punisher was a big part of that season, he wasn't in here at all, while Elektra was a big part, and her character played a big role, especially once you consider, if you watch Daredevil Season 2,
you saw that this was coming. The Hand kind of saw her as the leader, the indestructible weapon that will help them conquer the world or whatever.
Yeah, and seeing Madame Gao and Colleen Wing's teacher and the guy who trained the Knob, was it his name in Daredevil Season 1, the guy who trained the assassin, seeing how Hand operated in this show, we got a huge look into inside of the Hand.
You got to see how they were formed, what drives them, what's their purpose or what's their goal
in life,
and how they figure out to get there. You also figure out, I mean, we're doing this non-spoilery, so...
Yeah, we're doing this with non-spoilers, so it's like, although I think we revealed a bunch of stuff for the previous shows, listen, if you haven't seen them, go do yourself a favor and watch the previous shows, and then watch the Defenders. Even though you can go watch the Defenders right now and then go back to the original series.
It actually helps with the story.
And yeah, you may even get a better satisfaction watching the Defenders first and then watching the background stories afterwards. I mean,
probably.
Because you will be tying all the plot holes that you kind of missed, but I mean, they're not really plot holes, but just the
You'll figure
stories.
out. Everything is explained. One thing that Netflix has done with this TV series is they have actually put together great stories.
Definitely.
The storytelling is above amazing. It really is. And for nothing else, it's worth watching for the story. But the way that they do it, the way that they put everything together, and I like the fact that they do make it a little bit dark.
Yeah,
it's not straightforward like
I mean, there's street
not
level villains
PG-13 stuff
and the
here,
heroes.
so-
So it's like they live on the streets. They encounter, you know, drugs and alcohol and prostitutes, and they living. I mean, they live in those dark places. So it only makes it's only natural that it would come out. You know, the show would be a little bit on the dark
It's not
side,
gonna
on a
be
little bit on the grown-up
sunshines and
side.
flowers and unicorns.
Yeah, definitely. No unicorns whatsoever. So it's like, if you listen, I'm hoping. One thing I'm hoping for is that we'll see all these shows being released much more often than once per year, or even
I
twice
hope
a
so.
year. I'm hoping we get all these shows, at least all of them, one season per year.
That would be fun.
And even the Defenders, I'm hoping we get to see them maybe,
It would be
if not
really
next
fun.
year, then early 2019.
I think story-wise they can do it. I mean, if they draw their inspiration from comic books, they don't do it panel for panel, but they do look for inspiration in comic books. They try to keep the story. They try to match it, but they don't try to copy it word for word.
Which is
just
also cool.
because they want the. It was Charlie Cox who plays Matt Murdock. He said that they try to give the comic book fans also put them in a position where they watch it, they're watching something new, not something that they already know by heart from reading the comic books. So story-wise, you know this stuff works.
Which is, I
they
think,
have more than enough inspiration to do 13 episodes a year for every show. So
yeah.
we'll see. And they do a nice job with the Defenders setting up what's coming on in the upcoming TV series, if you
yeah.
would. Starting with Daredevil 3 and then moving
Punisher, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones.
Yeah.
Jessica Jones should be. They said it was going to come a season 2 after the Defenders. So,
Yeah. So it's gonna be fun to see what they do with them. Do they split them up or do they keep them together? I personally would love to see them keep them together somewhat.
I'm sure we're
Maybe
gonna
not
be,
every episode, but have them crisscross each other's shows.
I mean, they live in the same city.
Yeah.
Chances are they're
And now
gonna-
they met. Now they know. They work together. So now it's gonna be fun.
Well,
to
they
see
did this
actually
one
what-
time. So
Yeah, but it's gonna be fun to see how they work that stuff. But hey, one thing we learned, they're doing a good job with it. So
definitely,
we're looking
Netflix,
forward to
Marvel
it.
keep doing great job. Looking forward to the Inhumans. I don't know why all the hate. I haven't seen the trailers, but I'm looking forward
I
to the
haven't.
shows.
I won't. Just looking forward to the
Same
show.
here, man. Same here. So until next time, this is the Defenders review. We hope you enjoyed it. Let us know what you think, how you like the show or didn't like it. Just be cool about it. In the meantime, follow us on social media. And until next time, Beige Bros up.